Welcome to the Amanda Show.
That's not what this is.
Then why are you freaking here?
You're telling us the story of Hamlet.
Right. First of all, you don't tell the story of Hamlet. You reenact it. Okay. The play begins one dark, winter, cold night, where Hamlet sees a ghost, and it's all like, Hamlet, I am your father. Claudius killed me. Revenge my death, son. And then the ghost disappears into the dark. Hamlet, he agrees to avenge his father's death. And he's all like, aye, aye, Captain. The funny thing is, after his father was bludgeoningly murdered by his brother Claudius, he's all like, yo, Gertrude, be my wife. And Gertrude, who is heartless, is all like, yes, Claudius. So Hamlet's uncle is now his father, and his mother, well, now she's his aunt. So Hamlet begins to go absolutely insane, trying to figure out if he should kill Claudius or not, and avenge his father's death. And he's all like, did I just see the devil? Meanwhile, as Hamlet goes crazy, Polonius, which is Ophelia's father, starts to have a revelation that Ophelia wants to get it with my daughter.
I think it's revelation.
Revelation? What did I say?
Relevation.
Oh, that'd be it. Thank you. Okay. So, Polonius and Claudius go to spy on them because Claudius was all like, let me spy on them. Creepy. So they go, and Claudius is like, there's no way they want to get it with each other because he hears Hamlet say, to Ophelia, you are crazy. You need Jesus. So Hamlet at this point, he's just going off the deep end, like he's in the 8-foot deep pool, and he has this crazy idea that he's going to act out his father's death in front of everyone, including Claudius. So the play happens, and just as we are about to see Claudius kill Hamlet Sr., Claudius jumps up and he says, "Aw, hells no." And he scurries away. Claudius, he now fears Hamlet and what he will do. So he orders, Hamlet has to go, and sends him away to England, of all places. Hamlet confides with his mother, but when he hears a noise in her closet, he's all like, I'll save you, mother, and he stabs. And as soon as he stabs, he realizes that he killed Polonius. And Polonius is all like, I have been stabbed. And for this crime, he's immediately shipped away to England. But the secret is, Claudius said, kill Hamlet. After the death of her father, Ophelia goes insane and she drowns in a river. Some say it was suicide. I don't know, honestly. Either way, she's dead. So now it's just Hamlet's luck that while he's on a boat on his way to England, another boat filled with pirates comes and they take Hamlet away. So now he's back in Denmark, and this completely outrageous Claudius, and he begins to conjure up plans, multiple plans to kill Hamlet. He has backup plans in case his other plans fail. So, this huge sword fight breaks out. And between Hamlet and Laertes, but Hamlet gets the first hit with the sword. But his mother took a drink from the poisoned goblet, and she dies. Yes, she dies. So now they keep fighting, and then Claudius, or Laertes, Mummy, he stabs Hamlet with the poisoned tip of the blade, which was his second backup plan. But Hamlet, to Claudius before he dies, is all like, drink this, and he hands him the poisoned goblet. And Claudius is all like, why not? And he takes a drink. So then, he drinks it and he dies. Meanwhile, Hamlet, he's still dying. And then a friend named Horatio, he comes in and he holds Hamlet while he's dying, and Hamlet tells Horatio, tell my story. And that is how Hamlet ends. Everyone dead.
Today, we'll be talking about Jane Eyre. I'm excited. I love this book. There's this little girl named Jane Eyre. That's what the book's about. She's super plain, like plain Jane. She lives with her aunt, Miss Reed, and her 3 children, Eliza, Georgiana, and John. They're all really mean to her. Like Cinderella, kind of mean, but with 3 kids. But her parents died when she was an orphan, so that's why they hate her. Okay, so John is being a dick to Jane one day, and she hides from him because he sucks. And then he hit her in the head with a book, and her head started bleeding. And she was like, wicked boy, and she like freaking attacks him. But because she did this, she got locked in a red room, and it's like haunted. And she was scared. So she was freaking out. She was so scared, and she passed out. And then the doctor came. And then one day, Jane gets called down to the library, and Mrs. Reed's like, hey, this dude here is gonna take you to Lowood, and you won't have any vacations. You won't even come back because I don't want to see you. And then the guy was like, okay, I'll come pick her up in a couple days. I'll see you then. And then Jane was like, you know what, Miss Reed, just because you're my aunt doesn't mean that I love you, and I will never love you. So Jane goes to Lowood, and it's this really plain school, just like Jane. Okay, so she's at this plain school, and they're really strict there. Jane stays at Lowood until she's like 18. But then she finds a job, and she's leaving. She's taking this really long trip. If you thought about it, like probably today, it would probably have taken her like 20 minutes, but by horse, like it's really long. It's like you're walking. And so Jane shows up at this place called Thornfield, and it's this like really big like castle mansion thing, like really old looking and boring, because everything in her life is boring, and I don't know who would want to live like that. So this is one day when Jane's outside, she's walking in the woods, and it's like freaking scary. And this horse comes along with a rider on it, and Jane spooks the horse because she's so plain. and the guy falls off and he hurts his something. And Jane's like, oh my god, let me help you. And she helps him back on his horse, and he's super grateful for what she did. And he rides away. And then Jane's like, okay, it's really dark, I should probably go back to the house. So she gets back to the house, and Miss Fairfax is like freaking out. She's like, oh my god, Mr. Rochester's home. He wants to meet you. And Jane's like, okay. And so Jane gets ready to go meet him, and then she meets him, and it's the guy from the horse. I was blown away. And so they're talking, and they're having some real, like, next level conversations, like the stuff that Einstein thought about. And so he's like, do you think I'm handsome? And Jane's like, just like straight up, no. So, and then after that, they start to like slowly like fall in love together. And then like there's this time when he leaves and Jane's all upset because like secretly, like we know that she loves him, but she doesn't want to admit it. So he's gone, she's all upset, but then he comes back and she's like, oh my god, but he brought a party with him. Who does that? And this really pretty girl named Blanche Ingram. So they're having a party, and Jane's just like sitting on the side because she's not like that. During the party, this guy shows up, and Miss Fairfax is like, Mr. Rochester, there's someone here to see you. And it's this guy named Mr. Mason, and he's like, Rochester's freaking out. He's like, oh my god. And we don't know who this Mr. Mason guy is, but he's there. And Jen's like, okay. Well, and then there's this one day, and they go walking in the garden, and they come to this tree, and Rochester's like, Jane, I can't take this anymore. I love you. Will you marry me? And Jane just starts crying, but then she's like, yeah, okay, I love you too. And then they make out, but then there's this huge storm coming in, so they have to run inside. Jane and Rochester's wedding day. They're like about to get married, like in the wedding dress, gonna say I do. And then Mr. Mason comes in. What are you talking about?
It's too long.
Frickin' Jane Eyre. This is like 300 pages. This is what you asked me to do.
I know. Sorry.
Whatever. Okay. Short stuff. Here we go. So Mason's like, oh my god, you can't get married. He's already married. And Rochester's like, oh my god, I am. Come meet my wife. So he takes her back to the attic where he keeps his crazy wife. Sure enough, there's a chick in there. And Rochester's like, this is my wife, everyone. And then he goes to hug her. She strangles him. And then Jane's like, oh my god, I can't take this anymore. And she leaves, and she just like doesn't pack or anything. She just like walks in the middle of nowhere. And she's walking, and she's like on the brink of death, like she's gonna die, and she's cold. And then Jane misses Rochester, so she leaves, and she finds Rochester's new home because Bertha burnt the old home down and jumped off the roof, so she's dead. She's out of the picture. And then she sees Rochester, and he's blind because he tried saving everyone. But they got married and had a kid together. The end. What a shitty ending.
Yeah, don't back up. Get closer to him when you.
His mother would drink from the poisoned goblet, and she died.
I'm sorry.
be my wife. I'm like, yes, 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 Claudius.
Some more booze. So anyway,
You can't yet. Can you do that? Yeah. Oh my god.
this is my wife, everyone.
Start walking. Start walking. Kyle.